Welcome to the Senior Spotlight, where each week we will talk to a Howe Bulldog or two. Now let's talk to one of those members of the class of 2017. Welcome to this week's edition of the Senior Spotlight. This week we're featuring Tanner Hartsfield and Landry Elvington. Let's start with Tanner. You're involved a little bit with the FFA. Tell me about that.
It's just I've been showing pigs since third grade and just been teaching me hard work throughout the years. That's about it.
So do you, we talked last week to Zach Daniels a little bit. Do you get emotionally attached to your animals?
I do sometimes, but over time it's more of a job than getting connected with the pig.
Do you name the pig?
I still do. Bevo has been my one I've stuck with. He was an orange pig.
So let's talk about your family. Go ahead and give us the rundown.
I have my mom and my dad, John and Leslie, Hartsfield, and then Modesett now. Then I have Shauna, Taylor, Tatum, Hartsfield, and then J.C. Saunders. I got a pretty big family.
Yeah, that's pretty big. Okay, now you were born and raised in Howe, right? You're kind of Howe bred, right?
Yes, sir, I am.
But your dad is from Anna.
Unfortunately, he is.
Is he still kind of has ties to the Anna Coyotes a little bit?
Yes, we have a cousin that plays over there, right guard and defensive tackle. But other than that, we're Bulldogs.
Tell us about your positions that you play out there and what's your favorite.
I play right guard and middle linebacker, and I like playing middle linebacker the most. I get to go hit people.
Well, you're one of the few that go both ways on the team. How rewarding, I guess, is that, or how tired are you after the game for going both ways?
It's very rewarding just because I get to be a leader on both sides of the ball, and tiring at the same time. But during the game, you just don't think about it. You just go.
You have a favorite teacher at school?
Zach Hudson. I love it when he yells at us.
What kind of guy is Coach Hudson?
You hit him, pick him back up, you hit him again harder. That's about it. He's just a go-getter.
So, is he going to be one of those guys when you're 40-something years old that you're always going to remember?
Definitely. He has made a very big impact in my life.
So let's talk about, and we hate to, let's talk about Gunner. Last Friday night, let's kind of revisit that for a little bit. What happened there?
Missed assignments, and we didn't come to play when they were mad about last year us beating them, and they had in their mind that they were going to beat us, and we didn't take them serious enough.
So what changes for this week?
We've just been a lot more focused there in practice, a lot more film, just run practice faster, harder, and making sure we do our assignments correctly every time.
Do you think this game may be something that could maybe a wake-up call or something that sparks you a little bit?
I definitely think so. I think we all needed to be – we've always gave it to them, the other team, the 42-14 game, but now we're on the other end, so it's a wake-up call for us to – we need to kick in gear and go.
So what's it going to be like tonight against Bowie?
We're just going to go out, be focused every play, 100% every play, and we're going to try to make it as a shutout, like we usually do.
What do you see from them, or what do you think you'll see from them offensively?
A lot of reads from the quarterback, counters, and perimeter plays.
And now that you have to look at the other side of the field, what do you think you'll see from them defensively? Are they going to try to, that's one thing. I guess if you go out there and play a game like that in week one against Gunner, everybody has the film on you. Do you think they'll try to do the same thing?
I definitely think that teams will start working the defense that Gunner played because it worked very effectively against us. But being early in the season, I think Bowie's going to stick with what they do.
All right, that's Tanner Hartsfield, and we'll kick it on over now to Landry Elvington. Landry, talk about your family. How many family members do you have?
I have two brothers that go to Howe. One is a sophomore and one is a freshman, and then my mom and my dad.
So is there any athletic competition between your brothers at all?
It's not really a competition because I know I'm better than them, but, we're pretty competitive.
So your dad's a coach here, been a coach here for quite a while, coaching the junior high, 7th, 8th grade, stuff like that. How rewarding was it or fun was it to play for him?
It was pretty fun because I got to spend a lot of time with him because, so I don't get, sometimes during football season he's pretty busy. I don't get to see him as much, but when I played for him, I saw him like every single day, so it's nice to spend time with him.
What kind of coach is he?
He's pretty nice, I think. I like him as a coach.
What about as a dad?
Same thing as a dad.
All right. What other things are you involved with at Howe High School?
I'm the president of NHS, and we just clean up after the football games and just do community service around the area.
So after you get done playing a football game, do you have to clean up?
No, they don't make me do that. I just clean up after the JV games.
All right. So you weren't born and raised here in Howe, but you got here in middle school, right?
Yeah, I came here from Sherman when I was in 7th grade. So
what kind of a transition was it coming from Sherman to Howe?
it was really weird because the entire middle school was the size of my grade in Sherman, so it was kind of a little bit of a culture shock.
Good or bad?
Good. I like it a lot better here. Yeah.
So let's talk about a favorite teacher. Do you have a favorite teacher?
I think I'll have to go with Miss Floyd. She's really nice and she's really cool, and we had to have her 2 years. So.
Now, is she involved with NHS?
Yeah, she's kind of like the leader of it. I think she kind of runs things.
Okay, so now we'll unfortunately have to talk about Gunner a little bit. And last Friday night, what do you think happened?
I just think, we just forgot what the coaches taught us, and we just kind of got away from it. And, if we just stick to what the coaches tell us to do, I think we'll be fine.
We're visiting with Landry Elvington. Do you think Coach Hudson is harder on you in a game like that or easier on you in a game like that? How's Coach Hudson after that kind of a loss?
I mean, he was obviously disappointed because he knew that was not how we can play. But I mean, I don't think he was any meaner or anything. He just told us that we know we can do better, and we all knew that too. So we were going to change that this week.
What kind of coach is he?
He'll get after you, but he'll also tell you good job. You know what I mean? He's not just going to harp on you all the time, but he's kind of the best of both worlds.
So what do you think you'll have to change in order to be successful tonight versus Bowie?
I think we'll have to, execute our assignments and do what the coaches tell us, and just go back to what we do in practice. We've been practicing harder this week, so just go back to that and just kind of, don't stray too far from it.
What do you think you'll see from Bowie tonight?
They got a pretty good quarterback. I think he'll be running the ball a lot, but I think if we can stop him, then we'll shut them down offensively. You
sound like a coach. Is that something you're going to look forward to doing, or?
I've considered it, but I don't know. Anything's on the table right now.
All right, that's been the Senior Spotlight featuring Tanner Hartsfield and Landry Elvington, you just heard right there. We'll be back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.